titles, this is something that I had been thinking about as I have been doing research into companies and kind of moved further along in my undergraduate business education. So I thought that it was interesting to point out how there are different titles that employees receive at companies for various leadership roles. And so I wanted to kind of list off some of them, and then just kind of comment on how I think that it's confusing how there's so many different ones, and it's hard to tell what they mean. So I've heard that some companies have assistant vice presidents, some have associate vice presidents, some have vice presidents, some have senior vice presidents, some have executive vice presidents. Some companies have senior executive vice presidents. There is, of course, at the top there's a president. I think most companies only have one. There might be exceptions, I don't know. But you think that there might be one president. And then there are different levels of directors. So there are directors, there are senior directors, there are managing directors, which I guess in Great Britain is synonymous with CEO. And then you have assistant supervisors, you have managers, you have assistant managers, you have all kinds of different positions. And then you also have C-suite officers. And it's generally understood that people there in the C-suite are at the highest levels of the company. However, I'm not sure if all levels of the C-suite are created equal. So, from what I've kind of heard, is the top two under the CEO, of course, are the CFO and the COO, and those seem to be pretty universally the top two C-O officers. Of course, there's other ones that vary between companies. So you might have a chief technology officer, for instance, a chief information officer, a chief data officer, a chief strategy officer, all kinds of different titles. And so I think that this is very interesting, and I think that it's a little bit challenging to compare people who work at two different companies, because it would appear to me that you can have two people that each have the title of vice president at the company that they work for, and yet one of them makes significantly more money than the other one and has significantly more responsibility, or they might have completely different job functions. Obviously, there's vice presidents of all kinds of different areas. So that was something that I kind of wanted to comment on, and then I wanted to get any feedback as far as whether other people thought that was confusing, and whether there should be more uniformity in corporate titles as far as being able to distinguish different levels of vice presidents from one another, and how large of a role do they play within the company. So thanks for watching.